New with us today, we'd invite you to pick up a blue packet off the wall, welcome packet, and if you'd like to walk around the grounds in the rain, I will be happy to show you around. We're going to open now with the song by Dalton Fitzgerald.
Good morning, everybody. This song does have some call and response in it, even if you're not familiar with it. So look out for that. It's going to be up on the board there. Raise your eyes up to the heavens, because that's where the words are. I'm raising the veil between me and my God. There's no separation, no distance at all. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. I'm raising the veil between me and my God. There's no separation, no distance at all. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. I'm raising the veil. Sing along. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. I'm raising the veil. Here we go now. I want to know you. Oh God, I'm raising the veil. I want to see you. Oh God, I'm raising the veil. That's how it goes. I want to hear you. Raising the veil. I want to feel you. I want to praise you. I want to love you. I'm raising the veil between me and my God. There's no separation, no distance at all. God is right here in my heart. You know this part. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. I'm raising the veil. God is right here in my heart. Let me hear you. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. I'm raising the veil. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. I'm raising the veil.
Carr, I want to invite you to the Center for Spiritual Living, where we inspire and empower people to live spiritually fulfilling lives. The practitioners in service today are Shirley, Mary, and I, and will be available for treatment after the bell. I'm sorry, after the service by the bell. If anyone, again, would like a tour of the grounds, I'll be happy to take you. It looks like there's a few new faces now. Let's turn and wave to the camera, and as we do, we'll invite the children to the stage. I would like to thank all the other members of the team who are here in service today in many different ways. Please silence your cell phones. I feel like I'm getting you guys ready for a roller coaster ride. Is there any birthdays in the month of September besides mine? Stand up. Is it just me? And thank you. So we have some announcements today, and I need my glasses for this part. Is Sherry here today? No? Okay. So we're not going to make you stand up or anything, or kneel or anything, but there's a lot, so just hang on. So we're going to start with the gong meditation. And if you want to know what that is, Joan Richards should be here, and you can talk to her after service. That's tonight at 6:30 to 7:30. The office will be closed tomorrow. Chair yoga starting back up, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 11 a.m. to 12:30. Sherry says that this is the best thing, the most excellent, and it's worth your time. Prayer meditation of the Yogananda. So Sue's offering that on September 5th from 7 to 8, and it says we're all welcome to attend and sit into the basic meditation. Sounds like a good thing to me. And Sue's back with her yoga Mondays and Wednesdays, so come join us at 5:30. Let's see, reality retreat, retreating back to consciousness. And I'm sorry, I can't say her name, but I'm going to try. Nithya Ram. Yes? If you're a morning person, then this is for you. It's a meditation from 9 to 9:45 in the morning on Thursday, 9 a.m. to 9:45. We have lunch with Earnest Holmes, and I believe we're in Living the Science of Mind right now. And that's on Thursdays from 1 to 2, and it's a really cool little group. If you want to dive deep in and have some serious conversations, that's the place to be. And yes, the choir's back. Am I being too loud here? I got one clap from Donald, thank you. So rehearsals are Tuesday nights from 7 to 9. And excuse me, Thursday, 7 to 9. And if you'd like to join the choir, come talk to Gwen on Thursday night from 7 to 9. So the spiritual music jam. Now Steve does that and that's one of my very, very favorite things. This event, centers me. It's a wonderful, wonderful musical event. Bring anything you want, your drums, your flute, your keyboard, whatever you want. Just come join us. Okay, if you like to garden and you like to work outside, Diana and Charlie would absolutely love your help outside. They run the Landscape Save It team, and if you're interested, just show up on September 9th from 7:30, if you're a morning person again, to 11:30. We have Nourishing Our Community. It's back finally. There are a lot of events coming up too, so September 10th, start your bidding. It goes to October 1st. The Science of Mind with Reverend Dr. Mary Mitchell is on Sunday, September 10th from 11:15 to 12:15. If you want to become a member or want information about our teachings, feel free to join Mary. Sunday, September 10th. I know I already said that. Sacred Sisters Woman Group is coming back. Yay. So, watch out, men's group. The women are back. With Reverend Sue, Monday, September 11th. And every Monday, nope, just one Monday a month, sorry. Join us September 11th from 7 to 8:30. Hey, is everybody still awake? Wonderful. Let's see, where am I? We're going to have a reading by Lori, followed by this bell, and then a treatment by me.
Today's reading is about Labor Day, which is tomorrow. Labor Day is held on the first Monday of September. Unlike most U.S. holidays, it's a strange celebration without rituals, except for shopping and barbecuing. For most people, it simply marks the last weekend of summer and the start of the school year. The holiday's founders in the late 1800s envisioned something very different from what the day has become. The founders were looking for two things: a means of unifying union workers and a reduction in work time. The first Labor Day occurred in 1882 in New York City under the direction of that city's Central Labor Union. Another view is that Labor Day came about because workers felt they were spending too many hours and days on the job. In the 1830s, manufacturing workers were putting in 70-hour weeks on average. 60 years later, in 1890, hours of work had dropped, although the average manufacturing worker still toiled in a factory 60 hours a week. These long working hours caused many union organizers to focus on winning a shorter 8-hour workday. They also focused on getting workers more days off, such as the Labor Day holiday, and reducing the work week to just 6 days. That was some history. And now for some humor. When I was in kindergarten, we were asked to draw a picture of what we wanted to be when we grew up. I hadn't given it much thought, and I just drew the first thing that came to mind. Apparently, it was so distressing to my teacher that my parents were called in for a meeting. When they arrived, my teacher showed my parents the pictures other kids drew: a fireman, an astronaut, even the president. Then she pointed to my picture and asked, "What do you make of this?" So I was called in from recess, and standing before my teacher and parents, I said, when I grow up, I want to be the garbage man. Why the garbage man, they asked. Without even missing a beat, I just looked at them and said, because they only work on Fridays. My teachers and parents were doing their best to hold back their endearing laughter as my mom informed me, no, Matthew, they only work on Fridays on our street. I thought about it for a moment, then said, well, forget it then. I'll find other work. It was by Matt Kahn, The Universe Always Has a Plan. If we love the labor of our trade from any question of success or fame, then the gods have called us. Robert Louis Stevenson.
Let's take a deep breath in and join with me in knowing that there is one power, one presence, one light, one everlasting love. I am incarnation of this love. It lives in me, as me, and it speaks through me. So I speak my word for everyone here today and everyone listening, that we are now open to recognize God's highest idea, to personalize his highest idea for us, that as Reverend Sue speaks today from her heart, we hear what Spirit is saying through her as her, that every word aligns us more completely. Our thoughts are clear, energized, and open. We relax into knowing that we are lovingly being guided to a higher knowing. I know that we are blessed beyond measure. With love and grace, we bring that love, that grace, into the world for its highest unfoldment, that every person transformed and energized and loved beyond measure. And I give thanks for knowing these truths and for the magnificent unfolding of love. I release my word into the law, knowing it is true and done, and so it is.
Thank you, Christy and Judy. Good morning. I'm not going to read all of these things to you. I know everybody goes, oh my gosh, she brought a lot of stuff. But there's a lot to say this month. The theme has shifted to love out loud. And it begins with, I love myself so much. That's the message today. And so shyly we begin, because I have to share. My daughter goes, Mom, what's with that title? And I said, I love myself so much, I know. And then I saw it on Facebook, and it said, I think Lori posted it, I love myself so much, Sue MillerBorn. And I thought, oh God, it's out there. It's out there. Now, I'm going to tag all your names on that and have it be all about you the next time. But there was a youth group song that I remember. The kids came home. My son and daughter spent some time with youth group, and I'm hoping that we can rebuild the youth here and have a teen group again, because it's very powerful and empowering for the youth. And there was a song they sang, I love myself so much, so I can love you so much, so you can love you so much, and you can start loving me. So it was a real catchy tune, and they would sing that over and over. And I'm looking at some of the parents that were, I don't know if you remember that song, but it was just a very catchy tune of their love. So I'm going to start with a little story, and this is about a Turkish man named Beyhan Mutlu. He was reported missing when his friends thought he had wandered off into the woods late one night. Beyhan said he went to a friend's villa to sleep at about 2 a.m., and when he awoke the next morning, he encountered the search party. Beyhan joined in the search and didn't realize he was the person they were looking for until they started shouting out his name. They called my name, and I thought, oh, that's me. I found myself. And so I thought that was a clever way to look at this, that nothing would make me happier than you came in here today and you walked out that door and said, I found myself. I found myself. I love myself. So let me share where I'd like to take this with all of you. Because all year we recognize that this message about living out loud has been impressing upon us all of the different messages, that the work really begins as we dance with the truth of all of this. It really begins with looking deep within our own selves and cultivating really, truly a deeper acceptance of who we are, knowing ourselves, accepting ourselves just as we are. And then from there, polish the diamond within, polish it. Realize that you no longer have to bash your head around about shame or disappointment in yourself or feeling small in any way, but just knowing that there is a part of you, the soul self of you, the God self of you, that is always got your back, that is always right there within you as well. And so we clear away this whole year, clearing away shame and quieting that self-critic to see more of the truth. Who are we? Who am I? And so this month we look deeper into the aspects of love, self-love. We often speak that the statement that love is all there is. We hear that a lot. And that's synonymous with God is all there is. God is love. Love is all there is. So that 1 month, I don't know if you remember, we talked about the shadow. And I don't know if the message out there was a smaller attendance that month, but shadow work is very important to deal with and to befriend and to feel that that's a part of you. So that important aspect of looking at your shadow is the self-discovery I speak of. It's a road inward for your self-help and healing. So if we refuse along the way to address our shadow that's operating in our behavior and actions, then we'll continue to cast the blame and all our discontent onto people out there that are irritating. We are called always, every time we feel a trigger, it's a call to look within. It's a call for love. It's a call to allow love to be expressed in that moment and be in service to the world. That's living love out loud, and that is love in action. So today, let's be willing to go to that little bit of an awkward place of loving ourselves out loud. And I already shared my own squirminess with it. But I want to explain somehow what it's like for you to look into the mirror. Now, I often thought, what if I just said, underneath your chair is a mirror taped? And if you had to sit here the whole time gazing into that mirror until you fell in love with yourself, I can guarantee there would be some squirming and some mirrors left taped underneath the chair. It's not an easy thing to do, to get up in the morning and just boldly look yourself in the eye in the mirror and say, I love you. I really love you. But if you think about it, if you really look deeply, beyond the image cast in the mirror of who you thought you were. And the self-critic was very quiet and still, looking in awe with you. You would see God looking back at you. You'd get really close to the mirror, and you would look deeply into your own eyes, deeper into your own eyes, and all you would see is the most amazing love looking back at you. That's all you'd see. Why are we afraid of that? I thought about how sometimes I'm judgmental of all the selfies that you see, puffed up lips, getting the images of where they are. And I'm thinking, why would I judge that? That's another way of being willing to look at yourself, to be cute, but at least it gets you a chance to look deeper. What's behind that? Loving ourselves. So Richard Rohr, amazing philosopher of our time, like any true mirror, the gaze of God receives us exactly as we are, without judgment or distortion, subtraction or addition. Such perfect receiving is what transforms us. Such perfect receiving transforms us. Being totally received as we truly are is what we wait and long for all our lives. All we can do is receive and return the loving gaze of God every day, and afterwards we will be eternally free and deeply happy at the same time. Richard Rohr. So as I speak this, try to discern for your own self what it is about for you facing the mirror and saying, I love myself. Because every outer act we do is definitely led by love, and then we find this deep security in knowing that we are loved by others and our friends, and it's also deeply satisfying to be in love with others. It's a felt sense, and I want you to recognize it's a place of deep gratitude. So we know what love looks like, and we know what it feels like. Why wouldn't we just wake up every day and shower that same grace upon ourselves? I really wonder about that, where we hesitate. And so I was looking in my own life, and I know my mother, and maybe this was the same story for you. There was a time in our upbringing that our parenting was very careful in making you not full of yourself. Don't be conceited. Don't brag about yourself. Those messages came in such a way that you realized you need to stay humble in the world. Don't toot your own horn, let others toot it for you. So that was a message I received all the time, so much so that even when my friends or colleagues would boast about something they think they did very well and they accomplished, I would blush for them. I would feel like, oh, let me dampen that down for you. Who am I to do that? I would just, this voice in my head would go there, as if I needed to qualify their self-love somehow in order to fit my mom's instructions, because I didn't want people to think that they were conceited. So these are just small examples of the layering of what keeps us from looking deeply into the mirrors of our life. I'm evolving from that tendency. We all are evolving, especially as we get older. But it's vital to have in your life experience some form of self-practice. In The Science of Mind, Earnest Holmes says this: ultimately we shall see the universe is resting on the shoulders of love, that God is love, that all the errors of any person are the result of ignorance of their own true nature. An evolved soul judges no one, condemns no one, and realize that all are on the road of experience, seeking the same goal. Each must ultimately find their home in heaven. Heaven in the religious science idea is a state of consciousness. And when you're in heaven, there's this place of deep peace, deep centeredness, deep love. So when we accept this idea of Spirit as love, expressing through us all the time, then what isn't there to love? What isn't there to love? So maybe we can't boldly right now stand in front of the mirrors and feel comfortably, I love you every morning, but pause long enough to say it silently. Take that deeper look. Take a deeper, sincere look into your own soul, and you'll see it's God's self looking back at you, that God friend inside looking back at you. It's very touching when you realize that. And you can quietly and sincerely say, I love you, because you're saying I love you to the divine. Intimacy, that's what we're connecting with here through self-love. We're entering that pure realm of consciousness, and the wrongs in the world suddenly seem to start righting themselves. We transform ourselves, and then it outpictures in our world experiences. That's the divinity within each one of us, that we are loving so we can in turn love the divinity in all beings. I was going through some of my Parliament material from the Parliament of World Religions, and one of the bumper stickers was Ubuntu. I am because we are. Ubuntu. I am because we are. And then an ancient Mayan greeting, I am you and you are me. When we start to break it down and not take it so personally, we realize the universality of our claim to love ourselves. It's this idea of, that God friend, because our love begins to connect with our soul self, and it streams through us and expresses outwardly without even us having to think about it or argue with our discontent to get there, because love responds to love. So imagine right now, as I continue this message, you can close your eyes and personalize it, because this is so personal. And you want to imagine this undefended love flowing through you, nudging you to your highest good. And you tap in there to your intuition with absolute trust, with absolute resolve, knowing that that is the divine inspiring you. Even if you feel the tinge of doubt rise up, let it be just a small bubble of awareness rising up inside of you and then pop and disappear as the vastness of love continues to feed you, to inspire you, and know that you're governed by this amazing love. Earnest Holmes says about intuition and love, love is at the center of everyone's being. The calm, continuous pulsation of life is all governed by love. Intuition is spirit knowing itself. Your intuition, it's whispering all the time. We exist for the purpose of self-expression. This infinite has already implanted within us an instinctive intuition, which is the spiritual knowledge of good. Our whole growth results from an inner awakening. Earnest Holmes. So to love yourself so much, you have to be bold, and you have to let go of the ways that you've been oppressing that expression, and allow your uniqueness to be known in the world. Because all along anyway, if you don't realize it or not, you've been co-creating with the divine all along, this indwelling divine spirit within you. So you start now to give spirit the credit. Matthew Fox says, self-love is rare and radical king of love, because it requires a trust of our right to be here and of the universe's love of us. All of this, so much as I read through the one course that we're doing on Thursdays is looking at this particular book, Writings of Earnest Holmes. We go through line by line, and then we share, how am I receiving that? What am I hearing in that? And the deep sharing unravels a deeper truth and a deeper understanding, and it points back to our own heart, and we realize that what's very important is that we have to attract to us what we first become. Until we can learn to love, we are not sending out love vibrations. And not until we can send out that kind of vibration can we receive love in return. It's a vibration. It's a felt sense. It's a field that surrounds you. And others know that. Ernest Holmes is adamant about this field of love and the vibrational impact. So we learn to continue to trust, to grow into our guidance, and make loving choices, inspiring every day enthusiastically that this is my way now in the world. There's such a difference when we allow love to lead our way in facing any challenge versus hiding out of an old fear or an old conditioning. I get a kick out of what Louise Hay says. You've been criticizing yourself for years, and it hasn't worked. Try approving of yourself and see what happens. Oh my God, that's a bumper sticker. So love, I want to shift it now. I'm using the word love, and I know that means something different to all of you, and there's different ideas of love, but I want you to think about it as your very essence. If I could squeeze you all down, love would be the essence that remains. No matter what your life has been, I could squeeze, and love would be the essence. That is the essence. Every time I have been privileged to do a celebration of someone's life, we squeeze and we express the love that they were, the essence of who they were in their lifetime. So what is your essence? I want you to walk away here. Can you go there and know this essential part of yourself, the heart of you, the core of you? So look at how easy it is to know your habits, to know your thoughts, your reactions, your feelings, the patterns in life that you have been accustomed to. Notice how easy it is to go there. But when I say, my dear ones, look at your essence. Don't look at your personality. Go deeper. Underneath all of everything you thought you were is your pure essence. Now that can go unrealized and remain dormant inside of you, but it is longing to be the full expression of you. The mindful woman writes these words, one of our soul's major purposes is to know, love, and express our authentic self, to live the life we were meant to live and be the person we were created to be. However, our true selves will only emerge when it's safe to do so. And again, self-condemnation, shame, guilt, and judgment send our true nature into hiding. It's only in the safety of gentle curiosity, support, encouragement, and self-love that your soul can bloom as it was created to do. Nothing would give me more satisfaction that in my dying words, that I could evaluate my life and I could say, we got it. We as a community understood this, and we became this out in our world. That we allowed ourselves to bloom into what God created us to be. Now, we won't find it through thinking. It won't come through your intellect. The emotions and relying on our senses alone will distract us. In the yoga philosophy, there is a practice called pratyahara, and it is to withdraw from your senses. It's all about what the Bhagavad Gita is about, and how we're driven and run by our senses and feelings in such a way that when you go deep into your prayer, deep into your contemplation, deep into your meditation, deep into your stillness, deep into your silence, deep into just your being. That's where love is. That's where you realize the self. Now, we've all experienced our essence. We have experienced when we're alone, and we've also experienced when we're with other people. I know this is true. These are some of the moments of awe in nature. The love we felt when we heard that rain come down over the weekend. It's filled with a sense of gratitude, a deep appreciation. We know it when we feel the sense of I've fallen in love. I've witnessed a birth. I've witnessed a death. Those are the moments our essential nature is shining through. And we can attribute it, that was the experience in itself. No. The true aliveness and joy and peace that you felt came from within you. It is you. It is the very essence of you loving. So I'm going to be closing with these thoughts from Jet Saras and Marlene Lyons, who wrote a book about undefended love. And listen deeply, because here I'm going to take you into a practice shortly. I'll be inviting Judy up for this, but not just quite yet, Judy. Our essence, then, is our innate, defining substance. It is not the person we have learned to be or have been conditioned to believe we are, not our personality, but the most authentic part of us in the most distilled form. It's elemental. Like a prime number, it cannot be broken down into component parts. Our essence is concentrated and pure, like the nectar that remains after the excess liquid of a fruit juice is boiled away. So we know it. We know it. We felt it when we see it in babies, and we recognize it in enlightened beings along our path. There was a great description of this about Gangaji. Some of you are followers of Gangaji, and look at the respect they give Gangaji. She says, the first time we came face to face with Gangaji was in the, she's from the Hindu Vedanta tradition, and we looked into her eyes, felt pierced straight through the center of my being. In the immensity of her presence and phantomless stillness, the emotional debris floating inside me was instantly dissolved. Gone was anxiety, striving, and the constant attention to the ways others might see me. Gone. Gone was the need to be anyone other than who I am. In fact, all thought, feeling, and sensation momentarily ceased without uttering a word. By the grace of her presence, her spontaneous and boundless loving nature, I knew that I, too, am that same essence, that this is who and what we all are. So beautiful. Now, I know many of us have followed the path of looking at spending time with an enlightened teacher. And we're called back to that because they can cast their eyes upon us and transmit that grace so that we love ourselves more when we walk away. It's incredibly inspiring. So I invite you to think of your moments now of pure delight, the ripples of joy, the love reflections that might be passing through you. Remember, it's very spontaneous. It's all unfiltered, but it is happening, and you hear yourself whisper, I love. This I love. That's the essence. And that at a very subtle level experience, it can be as powerful as any physical sensation. You call it forward, and there are no words to describe it. There's something in our daily life happens, and we're so focused oftentimes on the surface of it that our true essence becomes just a whisper underneath. And again, the authors describe it as if we are listening to someone singing without a microphone in front of a 1,000-piece orchestra. The lone singer of our essence is hopelessly drowned out by the din from the orchestra of thought, feelings, and sensations. The power of this work, the power of this teaching is to love and be loved. It is our refuge, and it is our purpose. It's our source. It's our center for compassion, forgiveness, surrender, and love and clarity. It's all of it. It's all God, and it's all that divine light that's guiding our way. So let's go there. Let's do a spiritual practice. I'll have Judy come up and start to play the keys. Because by loving ourselves and loving others, we're going to go beyond who you were when you walked in today. And as we do the spiritual practice together, notice that you're held in a container of grace. You realize that? This sanctuary is a place of forgiveness, love. I want you to feel that's presence holding you. Remember who you are. And allow yourself to freely experience the oneness. You felt it. It's an ecstatic joy, a reverence, a stillness. You wouldn't be here seeking for more. Feel yourself into that process, revealing yourself, unfold from thoughts to feelings, to sensations, to the energy. Notice there seems to be a subtle light calling you. Your inner soul, your inner light has your attention. It's calling you home. You, as an essence of being, embrace yourself here. Love yourself here. Can you feel it? You can place your hand upon your heart and feel the felt sense. I am with my beloved. I am accepting all of myself, not just my body, not just the outer layering of who I thought I was, but all of me, all of me. I am breathing. I am close. I am willing to stay here. God is with me, in me, as me. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful me. I see myself with love. I'm loving myself, and I can feel the sense of urgency to allow it to ripple forth. I commit to this love as its offering is to transform the world around me without judgment, without any agenda whatsoever. This is the meaning of life. A presence so sweet, so tender. I am loving everyone near me, around me. I am feeling special and perfect. I am sensing my real self. I recognize that if something so simple as speaking kindly to a plant can help them grow, I imagine now speaking forevermore kindly to myself, to own who I am. I breathe deeper. I'm in the field of oneness. Ubuntu, Ubuntu. Namaste. I honor the place within you where the entire universe resides. Namaste. I honor the place within you of love and light, of peace and truth. Namaste. I honor the place within you where, when you are in that place in you, and I am in that place in me, there is only one of us. Namaste. 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 I am loving myself. It's not so difficult. I'm no longer shy about it. I feel myself willing to love out loud. And I end this message today taking from the Love Oracle from Maya Tiari, one of my favorite yoga master teachers. And this book is just one that you open up to and love speaks back to you, right to your heart. I open today, here's what our message is for us. Love's beautiful memory is gentle and fragile, exuding barely a whisper. Like glistening wings of white butterflies are the imperceptible light of dawn gliding seamlessly across an invisible sky. This is love, the fundamental quality of spiritual life. Each quality is to love, to nourish, to nurture, to heal. My placeholder happened to be, always there's a message as we face the intuitive knowing. This card says, peace on earth and in our hearts. May you leave this day forevermore, feeling touched by the divine in such a way that you are awake and ready to be the love this world is calling for. We stand in our truth, we speak our truth, and we're led by love, and we receive love. So thank you, God, for the opportunity to stand in the presence of holy ones. Each one here, I bow. Namaste. Namaste. And so it is.
All right, I'd like to invite everybody to stretch on out, take a deep breath. It's time to wake up in the morning. I assure you that all the instruments that you hear this morning, as with every morning, were played by me. I brought a band along, and the band is me. So here we go. A song very much in keeping with what you've just heard, although pretty energetic. Let's try that again. I love myself the way I am. There's nothing I need to change. I'll always be the perfect me. There's nothing to rearrange. I'm beautiful and capable of being the best me I can. And I love myself just the way I am. Love you just the way you are. There's nothing you need to do. When I feel the love inside myself, it's easy to love you. love this world the way it is, 'cause I can clearly see that all the things I judge are done by people just like me. So till the birth of peace on earth and all that love can bring, I'll help it grow. I love it everything. I love myself the way I am, and still I like to grow. There's change outside, it always comes, while deep inside I know I'm beautiful, I'm capable, I'm being the best me I can, and I love myself just the way I am. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Thank you, Dalton. That woke me up. You're right. May I have the ushers come forward, please? As I prepare to give my offering, my heart is filled with love and appreciation, since what is offered here is for my spiritual well-being. I am filled with gratitude, knowing life stays in balance, for as I give, I receive. I give thanks for the blessed donations received here in the offering this morning and during the week. I know each dollar supports the spiritual family in many ways. As we grow together, pray together, and give thanks for all this center has been blessed with today and always, and so it is.
Alrighty, I think we're about to close up, so if you could all stand on up, please. The sun has broken through the clouds. It's a familiar song on this gorgeous morning. One, two, three, four. I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be free. May I be free. May my friends be happy. May my friends be peaceful. May my friends be free. May they be free. If anyone has hurt me, I now freely forgive. If I have hurt anybody, may they forgive me now. May they forgive me now. May my enemies be happy. May my enemies be peaceful. May my enemies be free. May they be free. If anyone has hurt me, I now freely forgive. If I have hurt anybody, may they forgive me now. I forgive myself right now. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be free. May they be free. May we all be free. May we all be free. May we all be free.
Thank you, Dalton. That's one of my very favorite songs. Sometimes I get teary on the parts about forgiveness, but that's a good feeling. It means my heart's opening to that. So I trust that you'll have a really blessed day and think about some of the things we talked about and just try it this week, whether you look in the mirror or not. Love yourself. It's the first stage of healing. Your body will praise you because you love it so. So thank you for being here and listening with your heart. Have a beautiful day.